Wow. I just can't wait to see all the amazing things they're going to change in Diablo 4. Did he just say, what the fuck? I think my favorite part of this dev live stream was when they all laughed about how the resist system is completely broken.
The question there, which I think is, do you guys realize that resistances don't feel like they're hitting that goal right now?
That's right. Yep.
We do realize
Yes.
we're gonna make changes to
Yes.
All right, sounds good.
They're laughing like it's completely ridiculous. Of course resists are broken. Duh, we know that. It's so obvious. Ha ha ha. We just failed to actually implement any sort of working system during our years of development. This was right after Joe on the left explained how they basically want to make a resist system that, believe it or not, resists damage. Incredible idea, Joe. And then to top it all off, there's absolutely no timeline for them fixing it or making it any better.
So for this patch, we've got a lot going on.
No, you don't. 95% of these patch notes are you just changing numbers. It's like you want us to believe that you've got fucking Oppenheimer in on a Saturday crunching the numbers so you can push us out a patch 11 days later. All of these tweaks and fixes are amateur shit that should have been obvious and way closer to parity 6 months before you ever launched the game. You should be improving and previewing other exciting new systems, not pretending basic balance fixes are something to be proud of. We're supposed to trust that you're steering the game in the right direction, but your attention to detail is so weak that you misspelled legendaries not once, not twice, but 3 times in the same presentation that you knew would be viewed by tens of thousands of people? While you guys are throwing darts on the numbers board, your competitors are embarrassing you with new and innovative design.
The Corrupting Cry support gem turns war cries into damage-dealing skills. The Returning Projectiles support gem causes projectiles from supported skills to return to you, piercing all targets but dealing a little less damage. The Frigid Bond support gem affects link skills and causes a cold mist to come over them. Enemies caught in the beam are chilled and are dealt cold damage over time. This creates a new tool for a cold damage over time build requiring strategic placement of both yourself and your linked ally. I mentioned it was going to get silly. The Locust Mine support gem looks OP and affects attack skills that use bows and wands. Instead of directly using the supported skill, you throw mines in an arc that use that skill for you, targeting your location when you detonate them. In addition to these gems, there are another 7 that we'll be revealing over the next few weeks.
They've got 14 new skills like this coming out that can be used in combination with hundreds of already existing skills. I should note that this isn't even for Path of Exile 2, it's for PoE's next patch update, and it's just one part of many new features. These guys consider a new season to be adding an entire teamfight tactics style battle arena mode, 14 new skills, 2 Ascendant class reworks, and a boatload of new items. Diablo 4 gives you a completely forgettable quest chain, and essentially the ability to equip 3 new aspects from an extremely small pool of choices. Oh, and 6 new unique items that no one cares about. Oh, and also they broke half the game and made half the classes not even viable or fun to play. But hey, at least the battle pass works, right? And the Blizzard devs just seem so smug about it in their developer live streams. It's probably because they've already made their money, D4 sold extremely well, they've already punched our ticket so they can afford to be dull and careless. While Diablo 4 is doing this...
Right, like I think we have an example of the Hellhammer here.
Yeah, kind of. It's a little bit more complex than that. So we're going to delve into one of our examples of what we're updating here.
Path of Exile is doing this.
Well, in PoE 2, we have another major new system to introduce to solve these kinds of problems. We imagined that people were going to be swapping in and out between different weapons to deal with whatever situation they were in. People just don't do that at all. And a large reason for that is because it's really awkward to do. In PoE 2, we wanted to solve that. When we use Spark, the character will automatically switch to the lightning staff on his back, and then use the skill. When Octavian uses Ice Nova, his character automatically switches over to his Ice Staff. Wouldn't it be nice if we could specialize in both cold and lightning passives on the character? Well, in PoE 2, you can. Now check this out. As we weapon swap, our passive tree changes from one build to the other automatically. Whenever we cast the appropriate spell, the character's passives reconfigure on the fly.
Diablo 4 managed to change one affix on an item, while PoE has figured out how to seamlessly swap between 2 specs on the fly. Blizzard had to release this scroll so you could actually respec your character quicker because they can't figure out how to put a respec all button on the Paragon board. Diablo recently just nerfed their cooldown reduction to make cooldowns longer, so PoE took a clean shot at Blizzard using that point.
You'll notice that Unleash is one of the few skills in PoE 2 with a cooldown. In general, we really try to avoid using cooldowns because we really hate the feeling that combat is just waiting to be able to use your next skill.
Meanwhile, Blizzard is taking shots at themselves by yet again laughing and mocking their very own failure at a functional mount system.
Seen Carbot videos. Our friend Carbot Animation had made an episode about mounts. Very funny if you haven't seen it. Highly recommend checking it out. But are there any discussions? Are you guys aware? Like,
in theory, the idea that you're riding through an area and some bandits or some skeletons have set up a barricade for you, and you have to sort of like dismount and fight all those skeletons. Like, that sounds like a fun idea.
cool.
It doesn't exactly play out that way. You're just sort of annoyed.
If only there was a way we could test these theories and figure out that they are annoying and not fun for anybody before the game came out and we all paid money for it. Look, I know they have pressures to make profit and that game development isn't easy. And I want to make it clear that I have no personal issues with the Joes or the Adams. Adam Fletcher in particular has a very difficult job reading all of the negativity online, and despite that he still seems incredibly upbeat and friendly. Honestly, he seems like an awesome guy. Adam Jackson was also a nice, well-spoken addition to the chat, and he appeared to give us some real insight into their development logic and thought process. I guess I'm just dumbfounded and disappointed that a developer I used to idolize seems so far behind the curve, and that it doesn't seem to bother them. I'm sure these guys are extremely passionate about games or they wouldn't be where they are, but what the hell is going on over there? Is it really just about the money? With the beta for Path of Exile 2 slated to begin on June 7th of 2024, the clock is ticking for Blizzard to figure their shit out. They claim they want to support Diablo 4 for years to come, but they already have a lot of ground to make up and plenty of mechanics that need to be overhauled. On the other hand, Grinding Gear Games have come out swinging with an impressive display of innovation and polish. I cannot imagine how good Path of Exile 2 will be with 10 more months of fine-tuning. Blizzard, find a reason for us to keep playing your game. Let me know what you guys think of this video. Thanks so much for watching and take care.